Again. Told you. Hey, I've been doing other things. Other things. Seriously. Okay, y'all know that I took the carburetor off, done all my vacuum tests and all of that other good stuff, and found that the starter needed work. So the starter's out. I ordered a new starter. It'll be here now, probably in about 6 days, maybe. But I also did this thing. This is a thermostat housing, and a special engine, so it has a little tube comes out, goes into the top of the water pump, and then you still got your other two hoses that go out to your heater. This is a special situation because this engine didn't have water jackets around the cylinders. It had bigger pistons, so they couldn't put the water jackets around. So they had to create a way of getting water to circulate to keep things a little cooler, and they created this thing. And this is known as a double layer thermostat. See little holes back in there? See them back in there? Holes around here? Right. Cool. What happens is when the engine starts and is cold, in colder weather, it'll steam inside, cracks the heads, does all kinds of weird things. So they created this thing, and it allows the water, that when the water pump is running and your thermostat is closed up top here, so it doesn't flow through the engine up through the head that way until it warms up, and then it'll open it up and go into the radiator and warm the radiator up. Well, they couldn't do that with this situation, so they created this other one, which was another one that they've used since the 40s. This is a type of thermostat that's been used since the 40s on all kinds of cars. Hudsons, Chryslers, Dodges, all kinds of things, okay? In 1956, you could get it on a Dodge truck. In 1958, they started putting them on Chevys. But this is known as a dual layer. When you pull it out, top kind of looks like another one, but that's what it looks like. And now I'm going to try to explain about this dual system here. Right back in here is a hole. All right, now, got my finger in the hole. Here it goes into the up into the head through the top. All right. Actually, it goes into the radiator. It'll let water through, go into the radiator. But before it can go into the radiator, it's got to get good and hot and run through this other bypass and go down into the engine. This is a really hard part to get. You can't buy these at Napa Auto, O'Reilly, AutoZone, CarQuest, or any of them other funny little dealers you can go to in your sweet-ass hometown. I had to check on eBay. Now, I'm not sure if it works, for the simple reason I haven't started the truck yet. But I sure as heck don't want to start the truck and have it blow a head gasket, because this didn't work. So I went looking on eBay, and I went looking and looking and looking. And what I realized is, in my looking, which I couldn't see because I thought it was just corrosion, but down in the bottom, this thing has a O-ring gasket. Let me see if I can get her down in there. I'll put my thumb. There's a ring around it on the inside, and it's supposed to have a rubber O-ring gasket that slips over the top of this thing right here. And that'll seal the inside to actually let it do its dual action. If the rubber's gone, it's like not having the dual action. It's just like having a regular thermostat, and it's not so good. So, some of them are on eBay in the original boxes. Original, brand new, never used. They call it NOS, new old stock. You also get most of them with no rubber gaskets. I found one on the internet. It's costing me. Original box, the two O-ring gaskets, two different sizes depending on how deep your well is. So it's coming with the two rubber gaskets and a brand new thermostat. I'll put this one away. I'll use the new one. This one might still work. But that's ordered. It's going to be here. I had to register for eBay to be able to buy that. Never buy anything off of eBay. We're trusting this guy. Yeah. I also bought from Amazon the original fuel pump. You know, you've seen it down in a hole there. Everybody up here, these auto parts stores want to sell me one that looks like it belongs on a 283. I'd have to change my lines. And so there we go. I ordered a fuel pump through Amazon, brand new, from the company that made the original. So that means they're still making them, because these trucks are all over the world. For them to tell me they can't get parts is kind of ridiculous already. This is not like a 1938 Lincoln Continental. Okay, so here we go. Fuel pump will be delivered. It's coming Amazon. I know it's coming. I also picked up something unique yesterday off of eBay. Way back when, man, through my years of working on cars, there was a book put out by a company called Motors. And it would list for a certain number of years all the cars, all the trucks or all the cars, depending on which book you got. You either had the auto repair book or the truck repair book. Later on, they come out with a heavy truck repair book. But the truck repair book will list every truck and everything about that truck in this repair book. How to repair the front axles, how to repair the differential in the rear end, the transfer case of the four-wheel drive, the transmission. It breaks it down and shows you exactly everything you need to do and how to do it. It gives you all your tune-up specs, all that other good stuff. And yeah, it's cold weather here. Sorry. Life in the big city. Hey, at least I didn't blow it on the floor like some people would. So this book is going to show up. Hopefully, it's coming from another one of those like high-rated, sell them on eBay guys. So when the book gets here, I'm going to have every spec that I need to know about this truck and every other truck between 1960 and 1969. So if you need your truck worked on, I got the book. Or will have the book. So that's my update today. I'm not going to be able to do much because the VA says pay me. Today is the day I go and give them their money back. Heesh. So that's what I'm going to do. Maybe. We're going to see. It's supposed to be a nice day today. It makes me want to put the carburetor on, you know. Obviously, my last video showed you the distributor moving when I did my vacuum test to see if the vacuum advance works. I'm going to spray it down with some good cleaner and earl it up with that Zoom oil. It'll help it move a little easier, so we do know it works. I can get those off of the internet too. But that's my big day. You know, I just wanted you to see this this funny little thermostat, Ron. I just wanted you to check that funny thing out. You know, I'm on my way to getting this thing done. It should be running. If the starter gets here, I'll be able to start this thing and hear it run. Won't be able to drive it. I still got to work on that donut gasket too and that exhaust. But I'll be able to start it, let it run a little bit, warm up. And then from there, I got to figure out the brakes, the clutch. Yeah. And then maybe I'll be able to get it kind of somewhat partially registered so I can get a moving permit and drive it down because they want it weighed. They need to know how much it weighed. Are you kidding me, man? You've already known that since it was made. Come on. It's a truck. It's not like it's packing a ton of bricks in the back. Yeah, so there we are. That's the update. Let me think of anything else. Let me think. Yeah, I think that's going to be about it, man. As soon as that thermostat gets here, I'll pop that bad dog in. So, the fuel pump, I'll pop that on. Yeah, we're moving. Rock and roll. It's me again, and I'm in the house. Yeah, it's like 5-something in the morning on the 22nd. Happy birthday, everybody out there that has a birthday today or had a birthday out there today. Who knows? Bye, kids. Hey, it's me again. A la package. A la package. Hey. La package. Hey. Bubble wrap, baby. Oh, I really want to make sure that thing didn't rock around in there. Oh, yeah. All that just for this little thing here that rocks around. To validate warranty, clean and flush the inside of the fuel tank. Well, gotta do that anyway. Replace the fuel pump filter. Well, I've done already that. Damaged vehicle fuel pump wire. Yeah, it ain't none. Replace vehicle fuel filter. I already did that. Man, how many times you gotta say filter? Comes from a company called... They are the original manufacturers of the fuel pump when they were in the U.S. This is made in Mexico. You know. We're going to take a quickie peeky here. Now, y'all know what my other one looked like. Bingo! We have brand new fuel pump, and it has some sort of tag on it. Goes on just like this, works from the bottom. Won't have to change my lines or none of that. Looks just like the one that's in the truck. There we go, man. Fuel pump is here. Let's see. Oh yeah, check it out. New bolts and lug gaskets. See the bolts hiding in there? Oh, look at that. There you go. So fuel pump is here. Clean the tank out. I won't even have to do that, man, before I get it started, because I'm just going to drop a hose right off this thing, right down into a can of gas. We're going to start it. We'll get it tuned up, running good, and then I'll take that tank out, because I got to figure out where to get rid of that gas to. There's about 1.5 inches in the bottom of it. Everybody keeps saying, oh, dump it on your burn pile. And it's like, I don't want to do that. You light it up, burns it up in the air. You dump it on it, and you don't get to it, it's soaked into the ground. Yeah. There you go. Hey, that was one good thing today. And the other good thing, I got the VA paid off. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I get to keep 1 month of whatever they said I owed them. There you go. There you go. They're taken care of. They cannot put a lien on my house. The government is actually, may not be working today, but I did. And just to make sure that they don't turn around and say, I didn't send it to them. That's a cashier's check. I have a receipt off of that check. But I also had the post office box give me a receipt saying where I mailed it to. Let them try. Hey, peas! I got to go and play with my truck. We got a beautiful sunny day out here. I got to get the carburetor on and put this fuel pump on. We be rocking, moving along, man. Next thing that comes is going to be that thermostat, the book, and the starter. Once that happens, woo, we're running. Hey kids, it's me again. And we're gonna show you a little thing here. We can just get you back down there where you were. So that's the intake manifold. This is the gasket. Technically, I got a real funny feeling that this is a 235 intake manifold, because my carburetor goes out to the edge of this metal ring, not to the inside of this one. It's supposed to be a 1/4 inch larger. Maybe they just put a bigger carburetor on these. I don't know. I got to run the motor numbers off of it. The numbers off the intake. So what we're going to do is, there's a little bit of missing material here. Kind of bubbled up here. I don't know. It could be grease. And if it is, yeah, that's what it looks like. Means it leaked in, it blew in there. But what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this ultra black oil resistance. Now it says not to use around gasoline, but man, you just can't help it, man. These things run on gas. But as long as I keep it to the outside edge, just barely catch that little metal lip. If I just keep it on that outside edge, we won't be sucking no air. That's what we're trying to stop, is the suck of air. That little metal ring will seal as soon as I get her tight. All my bolts are already been lubed up. I'll just have to pop them off. But this first little section of video is going to be me showing you how little of amount of this gooey you got to use. So I always cap them, because they tend to dry up real fast. So I try to cap them, and of course the end always dries up. So you got to find something to poke it with. You know, you can get pokies for your bongs out alongside the drive, you know, in town. You know, they're called street sweepers, and you can get them kind of pokies. For me, I'm just going to use a screw. Oh, that's pretty solid. Really solid. I used this back when I did Betty Lou a couple months ago, so okay, we got an opening. As long as we got a squirt, it'll give me a little bit. A little bit is all I need. See, it's squirting out a little bit, but that's all I need is that little bit. And you just run it around the outside edge, not too much to the inside, because it'll squeeze, and when it squeezes, you don't want it to go to the inside. But I'll get a little bit in there, and I'll just use my other finger and wipe it out. It'll work. Now you put this stuff on fairly thin. Just pretty much like that, thin. Back here is the big missing section. I'm going to put it on a little thicker. You let it set, they say, for an hour. That way it just is there, you know. Less chance of it oozing, but then it also says you want it to ooze a little. So I don't know. I'm just going to go around, try to keep as much off that metal as I can, but even the metal won't hurt. But I got a little seal all the way around, and I still want to get a little extra on this where I keep feeling metal. Running out that way, out that way. Now there's only one little spot that I haven't got. I got to the inside of that one. This is the tricky one because I got to kind of work backwards. Shove it in, work your finger sideways. Ooh. Now I see something that I really did not need to do, and that'll be breaking out the old rag. First of all, you'll wipe your fingers off with some TP because you do not want this stuff to get all over your lovely rags. Obviously the tube is leaking. Going to be needing a new one for the next gig. Actually, it might be enough, but I got to do that water pump, that thermostat. Alright, we get this stuff off of me. And then once we got it off of me, you don't want to use the toilet paper down in there because it'll leave fibers. But what I am going to use is this lovely little rag, because I got a little bit on the inside on the metal here on the rim, and if I can get that out of there, we won't have any problems. Just keep rotating to a new spot, you'll get it all. What you don't want to do is get it into the grooves that are here for the vacuum advance. Okay, there we are, we're all goobed up. And me, I'm a firm believer in putting that bad dog on right now for one reason. It'll seat right where I want it to be. So I'm going to take my little two little earled up nuts. Yeah, lubed them, baby. Got to keep them nuts happy. Alright, so I'm going to set them on this piece of TP because they got Earl on them. Not a lot, because you don't want it to run into the channels of these nuts. Oh, there's a tighty. That one there, the back one is going to be a bear. It was hard to get off, and you can't get in there with a ratchet or anything. You got to do it with a wrench. Now, I remembered last night that I actually have a 1/2 inch wrench that is bent into a 90-degree angle, and I should be able to get back there and get this back one tight. What? It's carburetor time. Now, you know what? I like the idea of letting it sit. Less chance of it sticking to this and pulling the whole gasket apart if you have to take it off again. So I think we're just going to go ahead and let that sit for an hour and firm up. You know? In this weather, though, I really don't know, man. It's like 38 degrees out here right now. That stuff might not sit up. So, I don't know. It's a toss-up. Make a wise decision or make a dumb decision. I couldn't tell you. I think I might just let it hold off. At least give it a few. If I wait to do that, while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and take that fuel pump off. That'll give you something else to watch while I'm waiting on that to sit around and dry a little bit. I want to take a good look at it again. Make sure I ain't got nothing there that I don't want to have a problem with. Now we're going to cap my little thingy off again. And maybe it'll still be good for the water pump. But I still got 3 other tubes of the Ultra Blue. You use them once and you toss them in the box. And, you know, we're going to go with this. This is going to seal fine, and I'm just going to let her sit. So, we're going to try to relocate you over here, maybe. And you can watch me try to get this fuel pump off, which I haven't even dealt with. I don't even know where the nuts are, the bolts are, nothing is. But I do know the lines are off. So as long as the lines are off, we're getting better at it. And they're going to be right at top there, so yeah, there we go. Maybe we'll save some video. Yeah, you don't need to watch me get all greasy and all that good stuff. It's just 2 bolts that hold it on. I'll let you see me putting the new one on. How's that sound? It's me again. We're still out here at it. Got snow way over there on the mountains. We had some low snow, and it's melting fast. It does that here. I didn't get any because I figured it out. Got on the kind of maps that show you the elevations, and I'm right about 2,500 foot. So there you go. We're in the war zone still, but it's me again. I'm working on Johnny Be Good. Yay. She's going to be running, man. You know? And if this don't work, if this thing doesn't want to run, I know where there's a 66 Chevrolet 283 sitting in a yard right now that ran when he took it out of his car. Says I can have it. Bingo.